US President-elect Donald Trump's pick for Secretary of State has hit out at China for not doing enough to crack down on North Korea. Rex Tillerson made the comment during his Senate confirmation hearing on Wednesday, where he said Washington should consider actions to compel Beijing to pressure its closest ally. Aram reports.
It was the first time Rex Tillerson has publicly mentioned North Korea since his nomination last month. During his confirmation hearing, the former Exxon Mobile CEO accused China of making empty promises to put pressure on North Korea. He criticized Beijing for not being a reliable partner in using its influence to curb the North. Tillerson then called for the US to consider actions to compel China to implement international sanctions against Pyongyang, describing the regime as a grave threat to the world. He went on to say that tolerance of China's failure to implement sanctions was an example of a broader failure in Washington's foreign policy.
As indicated, I think a lot of our troubles today are that we do not enforce. We make commitments, we say we're going to do something, and then we don't enforce it. And that is, again, a mixed message that I think has been sent in the case of North Korea and our expectations of China.
Beijing has denounced North Korea's nuclear and missile tests and has vowed to implement UN Security Council resolutions against the regime, but critics say these pledges are not causing real pain to its closest ally. This, Tillerson says, must change.
I think we have to be clear-eyed as to how far China will go and not get overly optimistic as to how far they'll go. And that's why ultimately it's going to require a new approach with China in order for China to understand our expectations of them, going beyond certainly what they have in the past, which has fallen short.
Asked if he is willing to impose secondary sanctions on Chinese firms doing business with the North, Tillerson said that such moves would have to be evaluated on a case-by-case basis. But he mentioned that if gaps of enforcement of UN sanctions are found, such as the purchase of coal, then these would have to be dealt with. Aram, Arirang News.